button here. So again, if you want to choose to have your video on or off, that's up to you. So with that, I'd like to turn it over to Chuck and Saul.
Good afternoon, everyone. So I'm Chuck Sprout. I'm the Director of Employment.
And I'm Chef Saul Ortiz, Executive Chef of Thunder Valley. Hello.
So it's our pleasure to speak with you today and give you some information about the internship that we're going to be offering to culinary students in the Los Rios College District for this fall. And I don't know how many of you have had a chance to come to Thunder Valley. We are, first of all, I want to recognize the ARC usage acknowledgement. The United Auburn Indian Community, who is the Maidu and Miwok Indian tribe of Northern California, run Thunder Valley Casino. So they are the owners of the casino. We are located 30 miles east of Sacramento, about 10 miles north, or maybe 10 minutes north of the Galleria Shopping Center. We are a large resort. We have been a 4-diamond resort since 2011. We have a luxury hotel, spa, entertainment facility, and most importantly, restaurants and bars and culinary. So I know we have a couple of commercials for those of you that have not seen anything about Thunder Valley. So if you want to go to the next slide, it will kind of show you, and this is going to connect to these commercials.
Savor the authentic flavors of the Southwest right here at Thunder Valley. The Dos Coyotes Border Cafe, a sizzling selection of traditional favorites that will take your taste buds to the heart of Santa Fe. It's where familiar dishes like burritos, tacos, and enchiladas get elevated to flavorful new heights. Dos Coyotes Border Cafe is located near the hotel lobby and is open 7 days a week. Get a taste of dining at its finest, high stakes, where we can take you from temptation to satisfaction, one unforgettable experience at a time. From the magnificent tomahawk chop to the succulent seafood creations, all the way down to the Brussels sprouts with bacon, High Stakes is a feast for your eyes. Ah, but reservations are just a phone call away. Say ah, and say hello to Pete's Coffee. Located near the hotel lobby, Pete's is brewing its delicious aromatic blend of hand-roasted coffee 24/7. Enjoy pastries and other light food items. Start your day or end your evening just right with Pete's. Open 24 hours daily.
So if you want to move on. So those commercials kind of give you a little bit of an idea of the different types of food and beverage areas that we have here. I'm going to let Sal go into a little bit more detail on it. I want to talk specifically what you have on the screen here. So culinary arts and hospitality management students from the Los Rios College District are welcome to apply for this. You're going to gain a world of experience in our professional kitchens. Sal,
Yes.
who is our executive chef, will be facilitating this. This internship will be beginning the second week of September and running basically to Thanksgiving time. So it's a 12-week internship. Compensation will be $20 an hour. You are going to be here 1 day a week, 4.5 hours per week, which will allow you to earn at least 1 academic credit in addition to the hours that you'll be paid for. So I'm going to turn it over to Sal if you want to move on to the next slide, and I'll let him take it from here.
Absolutely. So first of all, I just want to say hello again. I already introduced myself, Chef Saul Ortiz, over here at the Thunder Valley Casino Resort with the culinary program. Great opportunity for everybody. So like Chuck mentioned, we are going to be pretty much underlining and touching on everything the real world experience, right? For those that already in the culinary arts, are ready to embark on your career to the culinary arts. But we want to give you a perspective on on a massive operation, as well as probably previous experiences that you might have. So at this point, the pointers that we're going to be underlining would be assisting with food preparation, chopping, peeling, doing all the mise en place to get all the recipes ready to go. All those things, very familiar terminology that you guys have learned and seen, and now you guys are gonna put it into work. We're gonna follow obviously food safety and sanitation. That is a crucial part of our operation here. We need to be we need to ensure that we follow all the guidelines of our health department and Indian health services. There might be a small quiz just to kind of make sure that everybody is on board with the expectation on that. We're gonna be experimenting with various cooking methods, dry heat, moist heat, combo cooking methods, right? We do have plenty of state-of-the-art equipment that we're gonna be training you on. You're gonna be engaged on menu planning, food costing, culinary innovative trends and methods, so you can create and present your very own signature dish eventually. Now with the next slide, please. We will be touching on a 12-week program, starting with the first week, right? So when you do orientation and your safety, right, with a little bit of the knife skills and equipment introduction, right? We want to make sure that you guys know the safety is first. Obviously, hygiene and food goes hand to hand, and then to evaluate knife skills. Obviously, we're not gonna be touching on expertise cuts or very very difficult cuts, which is gonna standardize it to a normal procedure for everybody to be familiar and achieve the objectives. The second week is gonna be the culinary fundamentals, knife techniques, stocks, sauces, soups, right? At this point, you're gonna be probably utilizing the hands-on that you've acquired the previous week on the mise en place and a small of the knife skills. That sets you up for week 2. Week 3, on the cooking methods, again, we're gonna present you with various ways, dry, moist, combination. We're gonna introduce you to the combi ovens. They are state-of-the-art ovens, as well as the Baxter ovens. These are massive ovens the bakery uses to do all those great pastries, all those dry and moist combination and updated and up-to-date great equipment. You guys will be able to understand, operate it, and gain knowledge from it. Really efficient state-of-the-art equipment. Moving along to week 4, plating presentation, right? That would be basically progressively as you develop your knife skills, as you utilize your inventory, your mise en place, as you start adding all these methods of dry heat, moist heat, and you creating your own dishes, right? We're gonna move into showing how to garnish, plate compositions, aesthetics of a plate, all the rules, the do's and don'ts, right? Color coordination patterns and all that stuff. So very exciting 4th week. On the 5th week, ingredient knowledge, right? We're gonna touch basically seasonal ingredients, serves, flavors, balances, flavor profiles, just a little bit of information for everybody to understand the depth behind behind every dish. By then you should be really engaged and excited as you're finding new things. They are very common on the culinary trends and stuff, and keep you engaged. So I'm looking forward to that 5th week. Now week 6. Baking and pastries, again, I already spoke about the Baxter ovens. We have an amazing bakery shop run by Chef Juan Rowe, which is an amazing, talented chef. He's going to open the doors for us to be in there and to start seeing all the, work hands-on with him, along him with his pastry team. That would be something that is going to be really, really memorable for everybody to remember and learn from it. Following into the next slide, please. On week 7, obviously, there's got to be a little bit of butchering. And let me just retouch, because I drive by week 7. From the very beginning, you know, is if you have any equipment, any cooking equipment, any tools, right? Perfect time to do would be having a chef's knife, a paring knife, and a debone boning knife, a fillet knife, right? So those 3 things would be primarily needed. If you don't have any tools, we have to provide some here. But that necessarily on they're going to be needed on week 7 for the butchery, meat, poultry, and fish handling, right? So we're going to be cutting some proteins over and watching the steps from handling all the proteins to storing all the proteins to delivering the proteins. We also going to be touching on a critical points HACCP plan on that. That set us up for week number 8, which will be menu planning, right? Everything after that, food costing, budgeting, portion control, all the other stuff that includes a complete outlook on the culinary arts, right? From the beginning, from the preparation to the execution to the plating, and now we're going into the presentation with the food costing, all the budgeting and all the stuff, so that we're gonna touch bases on that on week 8. Week number 9 is especially specialty cuisines, right? There's an array of food out there that we need just to acknowledge and understand. It's part of the great culinary movement. Sous vide, we might do a little bit of molecular gastronomy. There's not too much on demand, so we're gonna just touch the basics on that, which is a couple binders and a couple of things like that, but nothing, no lab for that. And then just innovative stuff, right? Things that are trending, things that are coming up, things that to keep you engaged and excited, because there's the culinary department and industry is always evolving and having to recreate themselves to keep up with the trends and to keep up with the demand. So really exciting to be on that week. So by week 11, you're gonna develop a signature dish. You're gonna do your own creation, obviously with help on hand with chefs around you. They can guide you, help you. So at that point, you pretty much express yourself with a dish. And then on the last week, the week 12, we review, and then you do your career prep, resume building, career advice, and final evaluations will be at that point. I'm really happy and excited. Just to let you guys know, it's a great opportunity. Next slide, please. Is presenting to you, and the main objectives, right, that you'll gain for them will be mastering essential culinary techniques with confidence, understand kitchen safety. Obviously, that goes hand in hand, like I explained to you, with sanitation safety. You're going to be able to develop, create plating, develop flavors and presentation skills, and you're going to gain also an insight on high volume professional kitchens that I know for reading some in the past some applications, there's some culinary experience already on the first level, right? So as we are gaining these 12 weeks, you guys are going to see all the way up to fine dining. So that's an awesome opportunity that everybody is going to be able to share and experience here at Thunder Valley. Next slide, please. And obviously, right, we have to be presented, we have to be presentable, we have to be following the rules and guidelines of Thunder Valley. So a dress code would be definitely fully reinforced. You'll have a full kitchen uniform, including chef coats, pants, hat, and non-slip shoes. That would be for you to bring the non-slip shoes. Right here in Thunder Valley, we have a wardrobe team that will make sure that you have a coat and pants and a skull cap or hat for you to have handy. So Literally, all you gotta do is perhaps bring your knives, a thermometer, and non-slip, slip-resistant shoes. Your attendance is, gonna be held to the same standards as everybody. It's gonna be a minimum 90% attendance required, which means that there's not a lot of room in order for us to progress for absences. Health and safety, we're gonna be making sure they address all the hygiene and safety standards, right? That's really important. Communication regarding check-ins with mentors and internship coordinators, that's gonna be also underlined and follow. Next slide, please. So on the assessments and evaluations, you will be evaluated weekly assignments to enhance creativity and skills, right? Mid-internship feedback for improvement, final project, craft and present your signature dish. Also, a time to reflect, report on your journey and your career and your goals. That would be, a whole 360 on the whole experience right here. So, again, I'm gonna pass this over with the next slide on how you guys can apply on Handshake, and I'll pass this over back to you guys, Paola or Vivian.
All right, I'll try to go through this.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad to share information. So the position is posted on Handshake. I am going to go ahead and put the application link in the chat. Let's see if I can get this open here.
I already did.
Oh, perfect. Thanks, Cameron. So there it is.
Yep.
Thanks, Cameron. So the link to the application is in there on Handshake. And if you have any questions about Handshake or challenges about how to use it, again, the work experience and internship program at all four sister colleges is available to help you, and we'll share their contact information again. So let's see, do I pass it on to you now, Chuck, about interns, how the interns are selected?
I'll go ahead and touch base on this before. So the main things, you're going to be applying the application deadline, which you'll see is the 29th. We will be connecting with individuals that have applied and bringing, after we have screened through them, bringing individuals onto property for their interviews. We will have this wrapped up within the next few weeks. Basically, we want to have it done by the end of the semester. Once the interns have been selected, they will formally apply for employment at Thunder Valley Casino. And one of the things that's on here is that you will actually become a Thunder Valley team member during the time you are doing this. So it'll be necessary for to clear a drug screen. We do not test for THC products, no felonies, and no misdemeanors within the last 10 years. So those are things that would be considered in employment. And then again, as Sal said, interns must adhere to Thunder Valley's attendance policy. But otherwise, so yeah, Vivian, if you want to go ahead and take it from there at this point.
Absolutely, glad to do that. So again, the application link is in the chat. If you have a smartphone and you want to use the QR code there on the screen, you're also invited to do that as well. And just to reiterate what Chuck stated earlier is the close date for the Handshake application, that first phase, that first part, is next Tuesday, April 29th. So you have about a week from today to go ahead and get your application in through Handshake. So I do see there are quite a few questions in the chat. Chuck and Saul, do you want us to go ahead and read those off, or are there other pieces you want to review before we jump into the question?
I think I'm good.
I think we covered everything. Yeah.
Okay, great. Thanks. Cameron, do you want to go ahead and read those off?
Yeah, and I'm just gonna go in order. I'm trying to see if there's any trends, but I think they're unique enough. So kind of starting from the top, we have how much does the tools for week 7 cost? Where do we get them from? So asking about where to get the tools.
Okay. Yeah, so any any restaurant store or online will have knives. Sometimes they do beginner sets. Again, if you do not come with the tools, and it's an extra expense that you are not budgeting for, we can always provide tools. But yeah, you can get them on any restaurant store, online. There's plenty of websites for just professional tools for the kitchen. It's if not, as long as you have a knife, in a chef's knife. If not, like I said, if not, we'll provide some for you. But yeah, online restaurant stores, Resco in Sacramento will have some of those tools and stuff. I hope this helps.
All right, next question. It's kind of about scheduling. So I'm like gonna put two of them together. But what time do students come in? What day of the week? And like what the schedule is kind of looks like. And then similarly, so working 1 day a week each shift will be 4.5 hours. And are we learning or touching up on each subject listed in the said time frame? So like what the struct like what the time and average day looks like.
Yeah. Yeah, let's see what the guys say. Yes, so great question. Yes, so we're probably gonna open up the time slots around 8 or 9 in the morning, right? We want to make sure that we exit our proper time so we can, just get everybody going. The days will be Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday for 4.5 hours each session. We want to have we want to focus on a couple students at a time per day. That way we can evolve in this program. As everybody is aware, it's a fairly new program that we're trying to roll out. So we're going to try to not have too many students at once, so we can start really developing eventually turning into a bigger class. But as of now, it's going to be 2 students. We're looking at 8 to 9 in the morning to start for 4.5 hours on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. That's pretty much what we've discussed and agreed on. Due to all the other extra demands that they require for us to still run a business here and focus, which is the main objective, focus on the next generations of culinary professionals. So we want to make sure that we have complete focus on those candidates on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Fantastic, thank you. The next set of questions are kind of about who can apply for the program. There's one about, what if I change my major from culinary to engineering, but I still want culinary experience? And then the second one is who can apply, in terms of like where they are in their culinary program. Get students who are new to the program, or who are about to graduate. So like major and where they are in their program.
Excellent. Great question. Yes. Again, who can apply? If you're a student, if you're right now joining the culinary programs, right? Obviously, we want to make sure that we set everybody up on similar skills, so we move along smoothly. So we will we'll screen all the candidates. We'll try to narrow down if the majority is ready to graduate, if the majority is beginning, if somebody has just a very minor experience and skills. That's what we need to do once we have all the applicants. We need to narrow down and then integrate those skills to those time frames for the best outcome of the program. We want to make sure that everybody flows across with equal, if not at least somewhat similar knowledge moving along. That way we can move on progressively for these 12 weeks. 4.5 hours is gonna be a good time to spend together to focus on students. But yeah, great question. So we just need to finalize where we are with all the candidates and then individualize sections so we can narrow down the objectives and move with that. And again, anybody, I mean, like I said, it's a new program. We're rolling it out. Hopefully, it can grow into more classes, more days. If it goes smooth, right? Right now we're starting it, but that would be my first the first objective here.
Okay. That's a great approach. Let's see, something similar. Let's see. You can answer. It's about programs and their area. Couple questions that require clarification of incoming. Yes, probably a similar kind of question like incoming students, incoming transfer students. So let's see if you can if the students can clarify about that. But in the meantime, does anyone else have any questions that are not in the chat? Oh, Vivian.
I have a question.
Yes, Vivian.
So Saul, you talked about, really high touch in terms of 2 students per 4.5 hour shifts. Does that mean that there's only 2 students that will be hired, or does that mean, 2 students on Monday and a different 2 students on Tuesday and a different 2 students on Wednesday?
Yeah. So there's gonna be a total of 6 students. Right now, we're looking at 2 each day. So the company is willing to hire 6 students, right, Chad? And that is, like I said, as we roll this out, and if we can become more efficient and take on more, culinary professionals to be, we'll be more than happy. But right now, yeah, it will be 6 on 6 total.
Correct.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. Does anyone have any other questions?
I have a question.
Yes.
So, is it mandatory that we make it there by 8 or 9 a.m.? Because I am taking public transportation and it said that it will take me 3 hours to make it to you guys. So, is it like that's the set time, or can we come after?
Yeah, yeah, great question. Yes, that is gonna be the set time, as we are, planning to objectively cover all those areas at that time, and there will be no availability past certain time because of business demand. So, yes, unfortunately, that would be the set time. We all gotta be here, ready to go by that time, and then once the 4.5 hours are, of lessons and practices and real life experience and expectations. Yes, after that, 4.5 hours, then we have to move on and carry business as every day. So yes, you got to be here at that time, and then when the program ends after the 4.5 hours, then at that point we turn back over into business mode, I guess you can say.
Thank you.
Welcome.
I have a question that I'm getting asked a lot by students. Like, if they don't have any like applied restaurant experience, right? Like, let's say they just started the program, they have some coursework under their belt, right? But they haven't worked yet in a restaurant. Are they eligible to apply for the internship?
Yeah. Sorry, I don't know if I got it. Yes, absolutely. Anybody is eligible. There's no there's no redlining. There's no one. Everybody can apply. It's just a matter of us understanding what do we have on for best results, right? We want to make sure that either their knowledge or their abilities are somewhat similar. If the majority is fairly starting, then we'll focus on we'll definitely pick a few classes out of that. If the majority is ready to graduate, well, what better way to set them up on their new career by getting them ready at then. So again, anybody can apply. It's just a matter of sorting out where we are from the beginners to ready to graduate or already working in the culinary arts and just trying to experience, I guess, a higher end of the industry. But I encourage everybody to apply. I mean, there's going to be across the board, whatever the demand calls for, then we will make the decision.
Okay. That's anything new, anything else coming in the chat?
Okay. I'll ask another question that I'm getting a lot of questions from direct messaging. So the application, I know we had apply through Handshake, right? What materials or what's required to apply through Handshake? Is it just a resume or are there other pieces that students need to have to apply?
Most people are having a cover letter and the resume, but at least enough to be able to give Saul the opportunity to have a pretty fair assessment of their skill level.
That's great. And again, as students, if you need a second, another person to look at your resume, if it's been a while, or if you need help with a cover letter, I want to strongly encourage you to visit your college's career center. There, the work experience team and or career staff can help you with your resume and cover letter before you submit the application. Again, you have 1 week from today. So I encourage you to reach out. That's obviously ARC's contact information, but certainly if you're at CRC, as Cameron has shared, there's staff there that's able to help you with your resume and the cover letter that's needed to submit the application on Handshake. Any other questions, Cameron or Paula, that you're seeing in the chat?
Yeah, let's see. I got one that direct message. Let me scroll. Oh, I think it's similar about the when if I first message it. Oh, I mean same idea with the application. Like, if you're just starting at Los Rios, you might have to see if you have access to the direct handshake link. If not, you can connect with Vivian or the Thunder Valley team if you're just coming in. So I would check if you can log into Handshake.
So is the question, Cameron, like I'm just starting at a Los Rios college?
It's gonna be you gotta be your first semester.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So
you access Handshake through your single sign-on, your Los Rios single sign-on, and there's a little icon of two red figures shaking hands, and that's where the Handshake link is. As students, you automatically all have access to Handshake, and your accounts with your name sort of already pre-populated. And it should, with the link that was shared in the chat, you should be able to log in using your single sign-on to access that. If you're having any issues, though, again, like Cameron said, you're welcome to reach out to ARC's team or to CRC's team, depending on what college you're at, to get some support to access. But as Chuck mentioned, the first step is to apply through Handshake. And then there is that second step of them having to formally fill out that Thunder Valley Casino Resort application. So this is the first step.
right. Okay. I'd say follow up with me, or if you're are you coming to are you going to ARC or CRC? Well, you can message me and then we can help you follow up.
I'd be coming into CRC.
Okay. All right. So yeah, come schedule an appointment with me. We can take a take a look at it if you're don't see it. And I have some time available a little bit later, like a lot of time this week. Cool.
I have a fun question. Or did you see another question, Cameron, in the chat? No.
Nope, you're good.
In the previous session, this was a great question that a student asked. So just to reiterate, I don't need to, like, a student wouldn't need to bring in their uniform, right? It's provided by Thunder Valley Casino, is that right? And do they need to wash it every day, take it home to wash it, or how does that work?
Yes. So Thunder Valley has a dedicated wardrobe team. They make sure that every employee comes with a clean uniform at the beginning of their shift. So you're gonna be assigned, as Chuck mentioned, you're gonna be pretty much another Thunder Valley employee. You're gonna be treated as a Thunder Valley employee. You're gonna get paid the actual wages that right now are active for the employees. So you get the benefits of having the wardrobe, so you don't have to take the uniform home to get clean. You don't have to keep up with the laundry or stuff like that. You just have to have sleep resistant shoes, and other than that, tools if you have some. If not, we'll provide you some. So we want to make sure that this is an experience that everybody eats. Obviously, all the students that are coming up, it's enjoyable, it's educational, and you get all the perks as anybody that is an employee, and the uniform is one of those. So yes, to your question again, Vivian, they would give access to full uniforms, aprons, skull caps, and even tools if they don't have some at that time.
Great, thank you, Saul. And sounds amazing that if tools are needed, they're provided, and that the uniforms are provided and washed and cleaned, except for slip resistant shoes are required. The students need to provide those. Can I follow up with another question? Are meals provided during that 4.5-hour shift, or is that not part of the experience as well? I think I saw a direct message asking that.
So I saw that one pop up there. So when we came up with the 4.5 hours is to equal the 12 sessions to equal 54 hours total, so it's 1 credit. We do have a policy that if you are here 5 hours or more, you are provided a paid lunch. So depending on how days go. Now, if depending on what the real question is, the team dining room is open for breaks and for people to have a cup of coffee and something, a bite to eat like that. The meals are different things. So when we talk about a meal, we're talking about a paid meal. Is the way Thunder Valley does it. So we compensate for our regular team members. They get free meals here. And so all team members have that, and we pay them while they eat. So it's kind of a big perk. So I would say, depending if you're going over your sessions, we would have to honor that also. But otherwise, if you need to grab a cup of coffee or something before you leave, we're not going to prevent you from doing that.
We'll definitely evaluate, and we'll have a lot of tasting sessions as well. So I think working, nobody goes hungry working at the culinary.
It's true. I don't know if they answered the question, but I would agree with Saul.
Yeah, I appreciate you answering this is a new program, as you both have stated earlier on, and I appreciate Thunder Valley's willingness to offer students this opportunity, this paid opportunity, and try something out that will give students exposure to a lot of different areas of culinary within Thunder Valley, and also thinking through kind of how the program, right? This is a pilot, so thinking through maybe areas to improve or change, right? Are students, in that vein, are students allowed to give feedback, like about their internship experience if they are selected as one of the 6 students to participate? will they be able, since this will be the pilot, will they be able to give feedback on their experience?
Absolutely,
Absolutely, yes,
absolutely.
yes.
We want to keep it on both ends, that we're understanding what they go through, so we can either adjust, change, or up a little bit more, more up to date practices, or maybe they come with like I said, sorting out the talent would be, where they are, how much they know, how much they're willing, to invest in those 4.5 hours, and then after that, just knowing that whoever we pick, they definitely, we're gonna focus on them. We're gonna make sure that they get the whole exposure, they get the whole hands-on. And but yeah, I would say that's the ultimate objective.
Yeah, I don't think anything else coming through.
We have a quiet group. The in-person session,
Mm-hmm.
we had nonstop questions. I was just, you never know what the group is going to be, or maybe you just did an amazing job,
Yeah.
Chuck and Saul. So we do have a few minutes. We don't want to keep you just to keep you for, time's sake, but we do want to make sure to give students enough chances to ask a question. If you're, don't feel comfortable going on video, you're always welcome to use the chat. I do also want to remind, in that spirit of giving feedback, at the end of the session, we're going to have an opportunity for students to do a quick poll and give us some feedback as to their experience about this past 49 minutes with us. This feedback will be anonymous, so your names won't be tied to the feedback, and it includes 3 quick questions. So literally 3 clicks. And what it helps us do is identify, are we hitting the goals of these internship info sessions with students? And then also, again, in general, if provide the feedback to Thunder Valley, in this case, our employer partner. So I think Paula's trying to pull it up on the screen. There it is. And so maybe while others are thinking of questions that you want to ask, whether that be on video or in the chat, if you could take, I don't know, maybe it'll take a few seconds, maybe 30 seconds to read through these 3 questions and just give us some feedback. That would be great. It's on a scale, and it helps us know if we should continue to offer internship info sessions to students, if the information was valuable and relevant, and how it impacted you this past 50 minutes you've spent with us. So if you could take some time and go ahead and give us some feedback. Again, it's 3 clicks. It's anonymous, and so Chuck and Saul won't see your names on it. We won't see your names on it. We're just going to see the aggregate data and see how we did with this time. We know students' time is valuable. And so I do want to take a minute too and just say thank you for taking time out of your day to be here. The recording will be posted on the General Work Experience district-wide webpage, like most of our recordings are. So if you want to share this with a friend, if you want to go back and watch it again, I know somebody asked about getting the slide deck. You're welcome to go and check in a few business days, and it will be posted there. And I think if someone can put it in the chat, that would be great. I also want to take a minute and just thank Chuck and Saul for their time. Having an executive chef here and having someone as high up in HR as Chuck is really speaks to Thunder Valley Casino and Resorts. Yes, thank you. If you want to show them some love in the chat.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yeah. It really does show Thunder Valley Casino and Resorts commitment to giving students, our community college students, this opportunity to really get some hands-on experience. So I just want to say thank you to, this has been almost a year in the making, Chuck and Saul, right? This internship, in terms of conceptualizing it and really now offering it this coming fall. So yeah, and okay, so we have another question. Here we go in the chat. Will employment opportunities be offered after the internship?
Yes, great question. Yes, absolutely. Yes. Yes, we are eager and we are looking for those bright candidates that are out there, and we will definitely offer. We'll definitely be in contact, and we'll definitely try to see the talent that comes through. And then yes, great question. We will definitely be hiring the right candidate. And I also want to underline that I saw a message come through. So these internships are going to be Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday for 4.5 hour sessions, 6 students total, right, for right now. But I just want to make sure because I saw that come through the chat. So Monday, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, 8 in the morning to 9 in the morning. We gotta see what works better because I know I gotta take in consideration the commute and the traveling. So more likely, probably pull towards 9 in the morning. I don't want it to be too way too early. It's just to accommodate. But we will underline and we'll finalize that. But that's around what I just want to convey to all the students, and I just want to thank everybody for being here and taking this great opportunity. I believe that this is going to benefit both, the industry and yourself. So I commend you for taking this step.
Thank you both.
Thank you.
All
Oh,
three of
wait.
you. Thank you.
Thank you for giving us some love. We have one more question. If someone's already submitted an application, when should they expect to hear back? And I'm guessing the application is on Handshake. Again, it closes next Tuesday, the 29th, but if they've already submitted on Handshake, when should they expect to hear back?
So yes, we are gonna get all the applications, go through all them all, and then right after it closes, just give us, what would you say, Chuck? Within within, I would say within 36 hours, we should be replying or at least contacting the right candidates.
Because we have the applications from the in-person session, but we want to give everyone from the virtual session equal opportunity. So no decisions will be made until the 29th when we start, really going through them.
Thank you for answering that. And again, it really speaks to the thoughtfulness that Thunder Valley Casino and Resort really trying to meet students both in person, but also being flexible with the virtual, students as well. Really thoughtful in terms of giving everyone a chance to apply and also, considering the applications all together, right? So just really the thoughtfulness and how student-centered you all have been through this process. I just want to say thank you. I really appreciate it.
I
Okay.
appreciate you too.
All right. You're getting some shout outs there, Saul and Chuck, from the students.
Cool.
Okay. Here's a question. For a beginning chef position, what's the salary there at Thunder Valley Casino and Resort, or like hourly?
20.
Okay. Yeah, it starts at 20. I know some of the cooks at 22.
It's all seniority too, right?
Yeah, so it's based on what the level is. I don't have my
There's various specialties.
Yeah, so different specialty areas. I did specialty cooks, bakery, or the bakery 1, baker 2. So the different culinary areas have similar start rates, but it's based on experience and required knowledge.
So just we do offer competitive wages. We start with the pantry position, which would be the beginning level of the culinary arts. Then we go into cook and then specialty cook, right, for specialty food like high steaks or red lantern, and then those salaries are a bit higher than the regular cook, and the cook is a little bit higher than the pantry. But again, it's competitive wages. It's basically what your skill level, what you want to do, and then bakery has the baker 1, baker 2. So those are also competitive wages again. I don't want to throw a number I don't want to mislead you because everything got updated as the beginning of the year. But their union, so the union race kicks in their salary. salary raises and pay raises go up in effect in January, every January. So that's why we keep changing on those numbers. But yeah, it's definitely competitive wages. And I'm gonna underline, you start from the very first level, which is a pantry cook, to a cook, to a specialty cook, baker 1, baker 2. And then the highest paying culinary right now is gonna be the butcher shop, the butchers. The butchers do get a special rate, which is, I believe, the top rate for the culinary department. I hope that answers the question.
Great. Thank you so much. Well, with that, I can see we're approaching the 1 o'clock hour. So again, I want to say thank you to the students for taking the time and also filling out the poll. And again, if you have any questions as you're turning in your application through Handshake, I want to encourage you to reach out to your college's Career Center. And with that, I will say have a good rest of your day. And thank you so much, everyone, for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.